And there we are, live streaming on YouTube. Zulma Gonzalez, this mic is all yours.
Well, now, a thankful and confusing Thursday. A thankful Thursday, family. For some reason, I have no sound on the computer, and I was sitting, I was closing file. I'm one of those people that keeps a lot of stuff open, and I'm closing this, I'm saying, wait a minute, it'll be 11 o'clock by the time I finish closing all this. So I'm going to go to the tablet and I'm going to attempt two different things here. Let's see what happens. So in this case, I'll be able to see what I'm doing. I will actually be able to see what I'm doing. Um, yeah, it's been a very interesting week. Last Friday, the puppy had four episodes back to back within 45 minutes. On Tuesday, we went to see we went to a different animal hospital who only charged me $374 instead of 756. Um, and she saw a video because they told me to, record what's happening, and so Lovable has been he's diagnosed absolutely with having epilepsy. Okay, so um, I will go to see his regular veterinarian on Saturday. We'll get his shots and all that, and I'm going to see about having him put on the phenobarbital, which will be something that he will have to take for the rest of his life. Um, uh, so that's what's happening. And it is what it is. So he's here resting comfortably. He seems to have more energy. He like lethargically walked up the stairs for a few days, and then day before yesterday he actually beat me up the steps. So that's good, and he's acting quote quote normally. Uh, yeah, that. I've been working night shift. Here's a story. I've been working night shift, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I discovered that it's fine to have, the calm and the quiet, except that I have to wake up every two to 2.5, no more than 3 hours to ensure that the client is changed. So, which basically means don't sleep too long, because as soon as you go to sleep, you have to wake back up again. And if you don't think about taking a nap before you go to work, well, then that's a whole other story. Dove is talking about learning nothing. What is this about? When I receive nothing, I got no gratitude. Isn't that the way the ego thinks? Oh, that doggone ego, that darn made up ego, that thing that I decided, no allegiance to you. No, I pledge allegiance to the spirit. I pledge allegiance to the truth. I pledge allegiance to all that God really is, and not the made up stuff. And because the Course reminds us that only our allegiance to the ego makes it real anyway. So it's not real. So let's see what's happening. So the whole working thing. So they've called me and asked me to do. I felt pressured yesterday. I didn't even answer the phone, and I actually feel guilty about that. Instead of just picking up the phone and saying no, I just didn't answer, and I'm talking this through because that's not my norm. I at least would, say no, I'm not doing it, but I didn't. Um, my neighbor next door calls me and tells me that his son, his 62-year-old son, decided to take his life. And he had mental challenges, pretty depressive mental challenges. And so I talked to him this morning, my neighbor this morning, and talked about that. At least the young man believes that he is free of the of physical cares, and he may be. He may be. We know that the essence, if Einstein's theory is true, that and what the course, which is emphasizing the course, you can't, you're never born, can't die. Um, so the essence continues, and whatever that means, that's what it means. But on the physical plane, um, he doesn't have to deal with that anymore. So we talked about that, and the gentleman found a bit of comfort. I said, in the midst of your grief, at least hold on to that, and know that you can keep on talking, because I'm clear that I keep on talking and I keep on getting answers, and just because the body isn't here doesn't mean that what they are in truth, which is what I am in truth, isn't here too. It's here. It's always here, and there's no place for it to go. There's no place for it to go. It simply is. So, I am going to share the computer screen, and let's see what happens. Okay, it says that I'm sharing my screen, but right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, now I see it. Okay, I couldn't see it. It took a little bit for it to come up on the computer. I mean, on my tablet. So, um, let's do this. My tablet is doing really strange things. I have um, I have a what do you call a thing? An SD card, a tiny little thing that I keep in the computer. And this morning it wouldn't come up. I'm like, something's happening. I don't know what that means, but something is happening. Um, and I probably will have to shut down and reboot. I was able to take it out of the computer and put it in I have this thing, it looks like a flash drive. It's really cool. It's USB on one side and it's USB-C on the other. So I can plug it into my phone, I can plug it into my tablet. Um, and it has two little slots in it, one for the full size thing. Can you see that? Yeah. One for the full size thing, and one for the little piece that goes in there. And that little piece is right now in the this thing that I'm calling I don't even know what to call it. But anyway, and it gave it all back to me, but it was too close to time to be here. So that may have happened. I don't know what's happening. I'm not sure why this is. I will reboot the whole computer after I'm finished here. I'll stop talking about that now, because that's not the reason why I'm here. We are here to talk about A Course in Miracles meets Science of Mind and other metaphysical teachings. Um, see what's happening with Lovable. He's moving about. Okay, baby? Okay? Huh? Huh? Can you say hi? Say hi. Say hello. Say hello. Hi. All right. So, um, Science of Mind. This is interesting because I can't. On the computer, it's making it a little difficult for me to see the entire screen. Let me figure this out. Let me move these people over here. Move you all over here. And let's see if that helps. Anyhow, um, so today I want to talk about the impossible. The impossible is not possible. The impossible is not possible. And let's see how far we get with this. A message cannot be communicated unless it makes sense. How sensible can your messages be when you ask for what you do not want? The impossible is not possible. Now, I know that generally I open with a few excellent passages from different teachers, but today that's not possible, because different screens, because I couldn't get into my other drive. Um, everything that I would normally just copy and paste into, the following week. Didn't happen. Can't happen. But let's see what we remember. We remember that Dr. Ernest Holmes says that we should recognize the spirit in everything we say, do, and think. That basically that God is in everything. If God is all there is, that we should recognize the spirit in everything we do, say, and think, and that attempting to do anything else would be a complete failure. Um, the Course reminds us that an untrained mind can accomplish nothing. An untrained mind can accomplish nothing. That this is a course in mind training, and that an untrained mind can accomplish nothing, right, baby boy? Untrained mind, nothing. Um, and Dr. What is it? Christian Larson reminds us that to master our thinking is to master our life, which is what Dr. Ernest Holmes says. Tell me how you're living, and I'll tell you what you're thinking. It's really that simple. Tell me how you're living, I'll tell you what you're thinking. Um, the Course reminds us that your will and God's cannot be out of accord because they are one. I need a way to keep track of time. I can't keep track of time on the computer. I can't keep track of time on the tablet. All right, I'm with it. Yeah. You cannot. You cannot be out of the reminder that God's will and my will is one will stops me from saying, God willing, oh, God loves me, so I can love me too. It stops me from saying that. Hi, Robert, welcome, and Regis, and Cher. Hi, love. uh, and and I see myself a couple of times. Wait a minute, who else is here? Um, Glory and my love, Sharon and Dove and Lori and Mickey. Hi, everyone. And Katia, I know you're out there listening because that's what you do. I appreciate that, my sister. And so yeah, that. Um, Robert, I've been seeing you quite a bit lately. I like that. I like that. I like that I've seen you here and there, not just here with me, but I appreciate that you're here and grateful for that. Thank you very much. Um, so anyway, uh, so that whole thing about, God, even in the Lord's Prayer in the Bible, it says, Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. But if my will and God's will is one will, then the thing though is for me to be willing to pause, be willing to go in to determine what God's will is. God and life are one. Ernest Holmes said, plain as day, life and God are one. It's one. What is life's will for me? Is it to go against the flow and fight and struggle and fight and struggle? Or is it to go with the flow? To make life easier, to hold my peace. I mean, the answer is pretty obvious, but we go through these experiences. It's life. It's just what we do, and because we go through these experiences, um, we ultimately learn that all things are lessons that God would have us learn ultimately. But our will, your will, and my will, and God's will cannot be out of accord because they are one will. And even though that word "and" is in there, and it's really trying to that's because it's talking from had this conversation in another ACIM group. The Course speaks to us on multiple levels, on both levels. And level one, of course, is just straight spirit. It's just straight recognition. Oh, Dove, you playing music? I want to hear it. Um, is the realization of truth, level one. But that level two, it, 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 it has to speak to us in a language that we can understand. And since we perceive ourselves as being this body, we perceive ourselves as thinking that what we see in front of us is real. Because of those sorts of things, the ego has to talk to us. In fact, rather, the Course has to speak to us in a language that quote the ego can understand. Now we know that the ego is not real. Back to that. Pledge allegiance to the spirit. We know that it's not real, but we don't know. We know on surface level it's not real, but deep down, when something occurs, a situation occurs, when my doggy, whatever, when a situation occurs, we think that that's real, and in the moment, it is. Um, in the moment, it is real. In the moment, but the next moment comes right after that. So the last moment is already gone. Only the present is real, and the present only lasts a moment, a moment, a moment, a moment, a moment. I've said that 5 times, but the first, all of them are already gone, already gone. So, and this is what we have to remember, that, as I've said numerous times, that all things come to pass, they don't come to stay. So it's only real for that split second, and then it's gone, then it's gone, then it's gone, then it's gone. And since it's gone, it's not here. It isn't real. It has no existence. It has no permanence. So anyway, so our will cannot be out of accord with God's will, because we are God's will. We are God's will. We are the will of God, of course, reminds us. So that alone is key to remember. All right, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Robert Collier. Robert Collier is one of the New Age, one of the names recognized in New Age. He wrote a book called The Secret of the Ages, and just a couple of quotes of his. Control your thoughts and you control your circumstance. Okay. Dr. Ernest Holmes says, change your thinking, change your life. Karen Casey wrote a book titled Change Your Mind and Your Life Will Follow. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. They're different titles. The words are different, but it's all the same thing. The course reminds us that to atone is to undo. As when we're willing to see things differently, everything is different. Isn't that just a miracle? Isn't that just a miracle? When we're willing to see it differently, it becomes different. So Robert Collier was physically around from April 19th of 1885, and he made his transition on January 9th of 1950. Now, this book, The Secret of the Ages, was a book gifted to me in 2017, a book that I am just starting to read. Isn't that wonderful? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. But anyway, I found a couple of quotes, some that have nothing to do with the impossible. But anyway, take the first step, he says, and your mind will mobilize all its forces to your aid. But the first essential is that you begin. Now, in the course, we're taught that readiness is not necessarily action. Just because I'm ready to do it, say I'm ready to do it, or I think I'm ready to do it, I feel like I'm ready to do it. It means nothing until I actually do it. I can say, oh, I'm ready to read today's workbook lesson. I'm ready. Oh, I'm ready. But until I read today's workbook lesson, I haven't done it. And did you know that the word try is nowhere in the Bible? That just came to me. The word try. And Vogue, free your mind and the rest will follow. Yeah, Lynn. Yeah, yeah. And in the Bible is written, seek first the kingdom. And where's that kingdom? Right here. Right here. It's right here. Where's the kingdom? Seek first the kingdom, and all else will be added unto you. It's Cheryl Valentine said, oh my God, it's me. Oh my God, it's me. Yes. Ruth Miller says, I am my own understanding of God. There's a fly. Another story. Before I go on. Day before yesterday, I took Lovable out about 5 o'clock. About 5 o'clock. Was that? Yeah, that was Tuesday. That was the same day. We had a busy day. Um, Took him out, but I was on the phone with a friend of mine who was telling me all kind of craziness that was happening, in her world at the moment. And Lovable had not he had not come. We went out the back door, so you could go down the basement stairs, and he had not come downstairs. And then I'm calling him, and I look, and he's right there in front of the car. So I open the car door. He gets in the car. We get in the car. We pull off, leave, go. I come back. It's dark. Time we come back, my back door was wide open, as in anything or anyone could have come in and owned my house. No squirrels, no raccoons, no people. Well, so I literally I took a deep breath as I slowly started walking in the house. Lobo came in first, so he obviously knew it was safe because he's always behind me. He only steps in front of me if someone walks up to me. Otherwise, he stays behind me. Uh, okay. Um, what's credit card? That's a thing. Um, Wait till they discover that that card is like in the bottom of their handbag. Anyhow, as that always happens with me. Um, yeah, so I come in, I close the door, I come upstairs, walk through the house, the whole house, nothing. Like I said, not a raccoon, not a bird, not a cat, not a dog, nothing, no strays, nothing, except this doggone fly. Now, I'll add to that by saying I was so worked up about the fact that I had come in the house, and that my back door was wide open. And as I said, I closed the door. Yesterday morning, I was looking for the keys to the car/house. Can't find the keys. What in the world? What in the world, Zulma? Oh, I love that ADHD brain. Accepting divine healing daily. I am, and I can't find the keys, and I'm thinking, huh? I remember that I had taken the keys. The keys were not in the handbag, that I had put them over on the door, by the door, that little slot by the door. I wonder if by chance I go downstairs, down the back door, to the back door. Not only did I not lock my doors that lock my door because I came in and I just pushed the door shut because I was still focused on the fact that there might be something or someone in my house. I didn't lock the door. So, oh my God. You see, this is what I don't even have words. Um, Back door was unlocked, completely unlocked. So someone still could have come in and taken over the house if they wanted to. I go to the car is unlocked because you can't lock the car with the keys in it. So the keys were in the car. My keys were in the slot on the side, door unlocked. They had their chance. Whoever would have had their chance, it would have been, night before last to come in, take over, take the car. We will be very conscious. We're doing our best to be very, very conscious. But this is what happens when we let our mind slip away. The Course talks about the habit of engaging with God. The habit of engaging with God is easy if we actively refuse to let our mind slip away. Actively refuse to let our mind slip away. But what happened? I got caught in fear. I got caught up in the fear that someone was in my house because I remember inhaling. I remember that inhale. I don't remember the exhale. I don't remember it. I have no clue where the exhale was. Scared to death. Anyway, when we put something in the way of the love, it was my call for love that from the inhale on. back door unlocked, but it was by the grace of all that is good and good and real that nothing occurred. Nothing occurred. I say, and I say it often enough, that, in the Bible is written that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I say that there is no weapon formed against me. Period. There's no weapon formed against me. So the fact that I inhaled and didn't exhale and all that, and all that the door was open, that only a fly, this annoying fly that I have not caught yet, I will. um, that's the only thing as it stands that I had to be concerned about. So back to there was a lesson there. All things are lessons that life would have me learn. All things are lessons that God would have me learn. All things. And let truth just be what it is. I came in the house and I thought, oh, somebody's in the house. Oh, who got in? Who came in? Let truth be what it is. That we're told don't interfere with it. Don't try to analyze it. Don't try to make up a story about it. Just let it be what it is. Just accept it. All right. So Robert Collier says, take the first step and your mind will mobilize all its forces to your aid. But the first essential is that you begin. Again, readiness doesn't mean mastery. Once the battle is started, Collier continues, all that is within and without you will come to your assistance because it's all God. It's all God and it's all right here. It's all right here for our learning and for our good. All of it. He writes, playing safe is probably the most unsafe thing in the world. You cannot stand still. You must go forward. The Course says that delay is, I want to say disastrous. That's not the right word. Tragic. That delay is tragic in time. Choosing not to do is still doing. Choosing not to do is still doing. It's a choice. You made a choice not to make a choice. It's impossible. The mind is always moving. So, but the belief, the belief that we can do nothing and everything will stop. It's not possible. A tree will continue to grow. The sun will continue to shine. The cells in our body will continue to change. Everything continues. There's only life, and life is continually evolving. You cannot stand still. You cannot stand still. You must move forward. I want some, Regis. Whatever that is, I want some. You're making it look good. Okay. I'm with you. Delay in time is tragic. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for that. So, I already read that. Let's come down to the next one. In fact, let's finish with that. Let's talk about the impossible. Yes, Lynn, everything must change. Nothing stays the same, 'cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. Yeah, yeah, it has to. It has to, because again, it all comes to pass. If we can see it, hear it, taste it, smell it, touch it, it's coming to pass. It doesn't stay. It doesn't stay. The truth, and that's the truth. That's always the truth. We can't get past that. You do not recognize, all right, talking about the impossible. You do not recognize the enormous waste of energy you expend in denying truth. What would you say of someone who persists in attempting the impossible, believing that to achieve it is to succeed? There's another passage that's similar to that in the Course, can it make sense about holding a fixed belief? And I might have it in here somewhere. But what would you say of someone who persists in attempting the impossible, believing that to achieve it is to succeed? So Dove says you have no idea of the enormous waste of time in denying truth. Okay, he just repeated that. Yes, an enormous waste of energy and time. It's a waste. You denying the truth. And there's only truth. We say there's the truth and there's the lie, but the lie is nothing. The lie isn't real. And then we get upset because someone told us a lie. Well, I say thank you. I'm at that point. I thank you for doing that. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that you think that the truth isn't true. That's your call for love. I have a choice to either call for love right along with you or to extend love. To extend love. And then the extension comes peace. I was attempting to have a conversation with, well, I was having a conversation with someone who was telling me about someone else who's who's thinking, who's saying stuff that really makes little to no sense. And okay, yes, love, what's real can't be threatened. And the next sentence says the same thing. Nothing unreal exists. It's the same as nothing real can be threatened. It says the exact same thing in different words. What's real cannot be threatened. What's not real doesn't exist. What doesn't exist is what's not permanent. It's simple as that. What's not real isn't permanent. That's what nothing unreal exists means. What's not real is not permanent. Only the truth is true. And herein lies the peace of God. So those thoughts that you have about, what was happening when you were 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, what somebody did to you yesterday, last week, last month, or actually you're saying they did it to you. If you're thinking about your body, then yes. If you think that you are your body, then you're saying that something happened to you. But the truth is, nothing can happen to spirit. Can't. That's like saying, what happened to God? Oh, look at what they did to God. That's not possible. And you are that. So grab your power, grab your strength, hold on and know. Hold on, be still and know. Be still and know that what you are is that spirit. It's written in the Bible that Jesus said that God is spirit. You're that. In the image of and the likeness of, you are that. And there's no room to hold on to the belief that you can't this and you're weak in that and you and if I can't, I'm in the supermarket reaching for something and I couldn't reach it. That whole 5 feet of me I just couldn't, and there was nothing for me to stand on. And along comes this very tall man who said, "Can I get that for you?" Thank you, sir. I so appreciate you, because I certainly was saying I need it to myself. I need help. And it came. So in truth, there's nothing of which we are incapable, because there's always someone, something to help us along. Okay, so what would it? God, the belief that you must have the impossible in order to be happy is totally at variance with the principle of creation. That's what we call wish world. I'm sorry, lovely. I'm sorry, baby. That's wish world. Wish world. And there's no such place. It's not a real place. I wish it was different. There's no such thing. God could not will that happiness, that's something, I'm going to use the word life. Life could not will that happiness depended on what you could never have. The fact that God is love does not require belief. You don't have to believe God is love, because beliefs come and go anyway. But it does require acceptance. If what's how's it written? If God is for me, then what can be against me, or who can be against me? If life is for me, then what can be against me? It's not possible. It's just not possible. And regardless of the stuff that happens and the things that are occurring and the situations that we're experiencing, there's situations we're experiencing. It's just part of our journey. But, and it's written, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You know why? Because you're walking through. You're not staying still. It doesn't say pitch a tent. It doesn't say I'm going to pitch a tent in the valley of the shadow of death. I walk through, and the only way to the other side is to keep on going. Keep on going. It feels like this on this side, but on that side it gets better. It's eating that sandwich that had some bad mayonnaise, and it's down here. And if you decide to hold on to it, you're going to keep on getting sick and keep on getting sick and keep on getting sick. But when you decide to let that come up and get out, what you were holding on to is no longer holding on to you. You let go. The fact that God is love does not require belief, but it does require acceptance. I accept that life is for me, always for me, cannot be against me. Okay, the impossible. Glorian, yeah, Glorian, I accept. The impossible. The ego does not know what it is trying to teach. I'm reading this over the last couple of days, and I was laughing actually because it's senseless. It's senseless. If I walk in circles, I'll never get from here to there because I'm too busy right here. The ego does not know what it is trying to teach. This unreal thing is trying to teach you what you are without knowing what you are. What? It's trying to teach you what you are without knowing what you are. The ego is expert only in confusion. The ego does not understand anything else. As a teacher, then, the ego is totally confused and totally confusing. But the ego, let's remember, is nothing but our made up fantasy, distortions of reality. It's all made up stuff. It's not real. When I came to that back door the other night, I was that inhale that I took was was my belief. Dove, would you mute yourself, please? Um, Dove, Dove, would you mute yourself, please? Learn more about why physical gold should be an important part of your portfolio. Lynn, could you mute Dove? Thank you. Um, when I came to the back door and took that inhale meant there's somebody in my house. There's somebody, I'm going to come in and the computer, my first thought, my computer's going to be gone. I didn't think about the television. The computer's going to be gone. It wasn't. But it was my belief in the lie, my belief in the confusion, my belief that this made up stuff, the stories. We are so creative. We were created to create. I was the belief that this was happening was setting my heart beating fast. Oh, just everything. It's only confusion. Even if you could disregard the Holy Spirit entirely, which you can't, which is the true way of thinking, which it is impossible, you could still learn nothing from the ego because the ego knows nothing. All that stuff that was going through my head, it was just made up stuff. It was the boogeyman. In fact, I thought the boogeyman was in my house, taking my computer. Nothing. 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 And here's that other one I like. Can it make sense to hold the fixed belief that there is reason to uphold pursuit of what has always failed? Just one more time. Just one more cigarette. That was it, Lynn. That was a perfect story. Just one more cigarette. If I smoke just one more cigarette, I'll get satisfied. Mm, mm, mm. No, there was never any satisfaction. In fact, let's see, find something here to share really quickly. It just came to me as a result of that. I wrote a poem, oh, back in the 80s, and it's titled, uh, well, it was a love poem titled Unhooked on You. And it goes like this. Deceptively, it's a love poem. This is what love will do. Well, what I think is love. Deceptively, you stayed by me whenever I thought I needed you. You were there, filling me with all you had to offer, but destroying me all the while. You would give me a rush. Precious moments of bliss, such blissful moments, but always so temporary. For years you were there whenever I reached for you, always making yourself available to me. You penetrated me, took my very breath away, left me weak for you, leaving me wanting you, needing you. Yes. You were always there, day in and day out, disguising yourself as my most intimate friend. So refreshing, so satisfying. I became addicted to you, dependent upon you. You became my worst habit, and though many often warned me that you only wanted to hurt me, I never listened. I couldn't listen, for I loved you oh so much. But one day at last, I found the strength and finally let you go, and you didn't even care. So I never want you back, my former so-called friend, my former so-called love, my former cigarette. Yeah, I say, yeah, it was a cigarette I was talking about. I know you thought I was talking about a man. Read, just look on your face like, what? Copyright 1990. Uh, that was that was what my relationship was with nicotine. It was a love story, or so I thought, but it was a one-sided love story. And that's what the ego provides for us, a one-sided love story where you think, I thought there was somebody in my house. I thought that I could take just one more cigarette was going to satisfy. Every drag was going to be the one. That was going to be the one, but it never did. Can it make sense to hold a fixed belief that there is reason to uphold pursuit of what has always failed on grounds that it will suddenly succeed and bring what it has never brought before? Its past has failed. You failed me before, and I think this time, this time, no, this time, no, this time. All right, the impossible. You believe you cannot control fear because you yourself made it, and your belief in it seems to render it out of your control. Yet, any attempt to resolve the error through attempting the mastery of fear is useless. I'm just talking about things that are absolutely impossible, that really are impossible. And they say all things are possible in God, and that's true. But only what's true is possible in God. All things are possible in God. And I say in God because that's what we're taught, that we live in God. that we move in God, that we have our being in God. All things are possible in God, but the ego is not in God. It's not real. Fear, it's not real. It's the boogeyman. It's that made up stuff. Karen, let me see. Wait a minute. I have to figure out how to get to that. Let's see. How do I get to that? Let's see. How can I get to the chat comfortably? I'm trying to get to the chat. Oh, I can't. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I just did. I don't know what I just did. Can I go back? All right, that's where I was. And if I want to go to the chat, I guess I have to do it on yes. Yep, that's what you said. Yep, only what's true. That's it. Chat. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Uh, so Karen wrote. Oh, there's quite a few things that Karen wrote. The epitome of the special relationship. Okay, excellent description. Thank you. Regards to form. I don't know. Excellent description. Thank you. Karen said that her uncle wrote a poem called Lady Heroin. Oh yeah. Heroin addiction was his love. Similar to my poem thing. Uh-huh. Yeah. Because we think that we are that this thing is real. But like everything else, it comes to pass. With every drag, it's gone. Every drag is gone. And I'm thinking that this drag is the one that's this part of the cigarette, this inhalation of nicotine is going to be the one that's going to satisfy me. Mm, mm, mm. No, it's never satisfying. You put out that one and you should go get another one. So the Course reminds us that nothing and everything cannot coexist. This is the impossible, talking strictly the impossible. To believe in one is to deny the other. Fear is really nothing. Grab that statement for today, family. Fear is really nothing. And love is everything. Fear is really nothing. It's made up. Because, see, here's the thing. We have this thing about the future, and we're basing it on the past, neither of which are here. We're thinking, okay, so the fear of the unknown, which to me makes absolutely no sense. I mean, I say that out loud. It makes no sense. Fear of the unknown. What are you afraid of? I don't know. I don't know what it is I'm afraid of. How does that sound? How does that sound? I don't know what I am afraid of. All I know is that I'm afraid. It makes no sense. All right. Nothing and everything cannot coexist. To believe in one is to deny the other. Fear is really nothing. Nothing. And love is everything. Now, we refer to fear as a call for love. We say that everything is love. Everything is love. Everything is love. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. And which is difficult to think. It's a difficult thought to think when we're seeing stuff that's upsetting. And the Course reminds us no small upsets. They're all equally disturbing to our mind. No small upsets. It's not a little bit upsetting. It's upsetting. It's bothersome. My mind is not, I am not at peace. I'm not experiencing my peace. I'm not experiencing what I am. I'm forgetting what I am. I'm looking at right there. I'm letting this made up ego tell me that I am that the truth of what I am is destructible. I'm letting this made up ego tell me that that there's something wrong. That tomorrow something is going to occur, regardless of what's in the news. That something is going to occur that's going to be that's going to hurt me, and I'm thinking that the me is this body, which is possible. Of course, the body's destructible. It is. But it's about remembering that I'm not my body. I'm not my body. When I'm, watching my doggy go through that experience, I'm like, that's not his body. Oh, and by the way, if people that are dog owners or cat owners, if you're using Advantage or Frontline on your pets for fleas and ticks, um, know that one of the rare side effects is seizures. In case you didn't know, share it with somebody. Tell somebody. You may not be a pet owner. Tell somebody because it certainly be a help to someone. Advantage and Frontline. It's in that small print. Rare side effect, seizures. So anyway, so as I'm watching my puppy go through this experience, I was thinking, oh, he what it has done for me, as I've said this before, and I mean it. Um, it has made me recognize that I am to be connected to him. He is connected to me, but not attached. Not attached. Because if I can see, and I say it, and I'm saying it again, if I can see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, and touch it, it's temporary. And who's to say? Maybe my form, goes off the planet before his form. I don't know. I don't know. But to focus on, the tomorrows and what if and oh my God, and I'm missing out on the now. To believe in one is to deny the other. Either I believe in nothing or I believe in everything. Fear is nothing. Either I believe in fear, either I believe that what I'm fearing is the truth, or I'm recognizing that love is the truth. One or the other. I can't have both. So here's one of my very favorites. How can you change the past except in fantasy? I'm talking about the impossible. Talking about the impossible. How can you change the past except in fantasy? And who can give you what you think the past deprived you of? How many times did I used to say, yeah, what about what mommy didn't do, or because daddy died when I was 10, if he had been alive, if hypothetical stories, if he had been alive. Oh, he just showed up on my photo frame. Um, but if he had been alive, then it would have been different. Oh, would have this and could have that and should have that. And because he wasn't alive, I didn't get what I was supposed. And mommy then should have. Oh, I was shooting all over the place. Should have um, done such and such. Dad, Daddy told my mother, teach that girl how to cook. Teach her how to cook. Mommy was afraid to let me in the kitchen because at first, because she was afraid I would burn myself. My mother, I realized that my mother had a lot of phobias. She fear based, fear based. Started out that way. She was afraid that I would burn myself, that I would hurt myself. Her idea of protecting was really clipping my wings, and that's okay. Today I understand that that was her way of expressing love. I get it, and I love that she loved me enough to think that she could prevent me from experiencing pain. She couldn't. And then later on she wouldn't let me in the kitchen because, well, frankly, because she thought I would probably try to poison my stepfather. And she was absolutely right. At that time, that's exactly how I felt. So I had to get my cooking skills. Get my cooking skills had to come from elsewhere. I prefer not to cook. I do because I have to. It tastes good. Others have eaten my food and like it, but that's not. I'm not the hostess with the mostest. I don't play that. I don't do that. That's not what I do. Anyway, fantasy. How can you change the past except in fantasy? So I said all that to say, I could go in my mind. Who could give you what you think the past deprived you of? Could I can't go back and have mommy teach me how to cook. I can't go back and bring my father back physically back to life. I can't do any of that. But the belief that something should change, here it comes. The past is nothing. Do not seek to lay the blame for deprivation on it, for the past is gone. This is so huge. We talk about, well, some of us talk about what, this person didn't do and what that person didn't do. And if they had done this and had they done that, then I would have been different. I used to say that, I went to school, I was majoring in psychology, and had mommy been, this is, I used to say this nonsense, that had she been paid more attention to that I would have excelled in school, and then I would have gone to I would have gone away to college somewhere, and I would have had the office with the degree or certificates, whatever, behind me and all that. That's the story. And then one day I said, you know what? That's as hypothetical a story as if all that had happened and I got on the plane to go away to college and the plane crashed and I physically died. And it was that story that made me realize, it was then that I realized that I was trying to blame my mother for me not becoming who I thought I was supposed to be. And here I am today, thank you God, that I get to practice and share spiritual psychology. That's what I call it. Spiritual psychology. And I'm so grateful for it. I did ultimately earn a license as a spiritual life practitioner in religious science. I did ultimately earn a certification as a biblical counselor. And none of this had anything to do with mommy. None of this. None of this had anything to do with any of that. She had nothing to do with any of it. It was the statistics for psychology course when I was in. That's the one. That's the one. You all right, baby? Lovable? You okay? Hmm? Lovable? 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 Hey, you all right? I need a moment. Sweet. Hey.
All right. Thank you so much, Zulma. Karen has her hand up. Please go ahead, Karen.
I hope your baby's okay.
Seems he's not. Yeah, he's okay.
Zulma, I love this section that you're reading right now, and I just love these reminders that you're giving us today.
He's okay.
And it's interesting because I have two sisters. My sisters by a different mother, same father, and they use the excuse that they didn't grow up with a father, because that's why they have these problems today and they have quote unquote daddy issues. And it's interesting. It's interesting because we don't like our life. We want something we can blame it on. And I found myself doing that recently, not with, of course, it was totally different form, but I found myself wishing wish world's not a place, but I found myself wishing that I never got this spine surgery because I'm having so many uncomfortable experiences with this frame that is just it just doesn't want to, my body just is not comfortable in this cage that's in my body, and it's just been a real challenge. And I have other pain now that I didn't have before, and it's a daily thing. But anyway, I was finding myself thinking, well, what if I didn't have this surgery? What would it be like? Right? And I was like, I was really putting myself through shit, for what? And so I'm not doing that anymore, but I did do it and I noticed that I did it and I got myself out of it. But this is what the ego wants us to do. And the I love what the course says about deprivation. And you can fill in the blank. Depression, this talks about depression, but you could fill in the blank and put anything there. He says depression comes from a sense of being deprived of something you want and do not have. Remember that you are deprived of nothing except by your own decisions and then decide otherwise. And that's it. That is in this need not be. And that goes quite perfectly with what you're talking about here, because you cannot really blame our deprivation on the past because the past is nothing. And we all know this, but guess what? I need to be reminded of it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. We wish world, not a real place. We go there. We think that we have a better story, and we can't. And the thing is, we can't. As this passage continues, it says, "Do not seek to lay the blame for deprivation on it, for the past is gone." Listen to this. You cannot really not let go what has already gone. I've used the sanitation department as an example. They come, they take your trash, the can is there and you're looking at it. It's already gone. You can't not let it go. It's gone. You think that you can hold on to it. We think that we can. This non-real ego we use it to think that we can hold on to what's already gone. It's gone. It's gone. I ate a sandwich yesterday. It was delicious. I can't eat it again. Not that same sandwich. It's gone. You cannot really not let go what has already gone. That sentence alone was powerful to me. It must be therefore, here it is, that you are maintaining the illusion that it has not gone, the past has not gone, because you think it serves some purpose that you want fulfilled. And it must also be that this purpose could not be fulfilled in the present, but only in the past. But we can't go back. In 2015, when my gentleman, Ronnie, passed, I spent months. I was putting a PowerPoint together, and I have a very nice, tribute to him, a PowerPoint. And I found myself, it was a song that he had, dedicated to me, and I listened to the words with new ears, with different ears, and wished that I had listened, and told him how much it meant to me, and other things. And I hung out in Wish World. There was a part of me that kept thinking that I can make our relationship, the relationship that we had when he was informed, that I could make it more meaningful, that I could make it stronger, that I could make the past relationship stronger. And then I came to the place, of course, where I realized that was hurting the mess out of me. That was hurting a lot. I came to a place where the relationship did become stronger when I let go of what I thought it was supposed to be and just appreciated what it became and what it has become. That part is over. The form of that is gone. But I still get answers if I want. The love won't die. It can't. Love can't die. That's a good thing. But yeah, I had this, it shouldn't have happened that way. We should have had, I should have told him, I should have realized that he had done this thing, this special thing, and just all that. Karen, your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we can all relate to that, Zulma. Trust me. Oh my God. I totally relate to that 100%. The other thing this brings up for me is Ken Wapnick's teaching, which the course teaches, but he brings up the ego's use of time, which is linear time, which is past, present, and future that he equates with sin, guilt, and fear. So this is exactly what we're talking about here. But the Holy Spirit knows, like you said, only right now. And this is where the healing occurs. So this is the miracle. This is what we are all learning here, is to have that power of decision that we talked about in the first class, that is the one remaining freedom. And you know what? We talk about this all the time, and it's not like we don't know it, but when you're in a situation where it feels so real, and it feels like I can't, I just, you don't feel like you can change your mind. You just think this is it. That's when the miracle comes in, when we stop that chatter and we recognize that the past is over. It can touch me not. The future is not here. There is only right here, right now. Holy Spirit, please help me see this differently now, because now is the only time there is. And it brings you right back to the present. But it's always playing with time. It's playing with the future and the past, and it's not being here now. And I just, again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Only the truth is true. Only the truth is true. And the truth is always just right now. Right now. But again, talking about the impossible. The impossible. Trying to change the past except in fantasy. Trying to blame the past for something. Trying to blame yesterday for today. Trying to blame yesterday for today. Raymond Charles Barker said, yesterday ended at midnight. C'est la vie. It's time to try something new. Okay, couple more. What are we doing? The truth is true, nothing else is true. That's right. It's that simple. The truth is true, nothing else is true. Oh, I'm trying to figure out next week, next Saturday, 26th, I am speaking as at one of those, at the yearly event that I'm invited to by the Fundamental Christian Group. And I have the belt of truth. I have not put the first sentence down yet. Yes, I want to believe in lies. Yep, that's the belief. The belief, the lie. Be lieth. What does that F stand for? To believe that what's not true is true. Cause myself pain with it, and then try to tell myself that that's all real. Oh, it makes no sense. That's insanity by definition. That's insanity. Okay, so partial dedication is impossible. This is just some of the more impossible stuff. Partial dedication is impossible. Truth is the absence of illusion. Illusion, the absence of truth. Both cannot be together nor perceived in the same place. Yes, Dove. If I'm listening to myself, don't believe anything you think. Don't believe it. Don't believe everything you think. Again, I'm never upset for the reason I think. I'm upset because I'm thinking in the first place. I'm thinking I know. I'm upset because I'm analyzing. Partial dedication is impossible. Truth is the absence of illusion. Illusion, the absence of truth. And both cannot be together nor perceived in the same place. To dedicate yourself to both is to set up a goal forever impossible to attain. Don't try to teach me not to be afraid, and at the same time telling me how afraid you are of something, because they say that people, they do what they see. What is it? Don't do as I say. No, don't do as I do as I say. Do as I say, not as I do. No, I'm learning from that too. And of course, trust would settle every problem now. We're talking about trust. We're talking about to rely upon spirit totally. To believe, first of all, that I am spirit. First, that I am spirit. I like this one. You cannot be totally committed sometimes. Um, I love solving problems. See, and once I realized that the problem is already solved, I heard Reverend Dr. Maxine Kay of the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, senior minister there. I heard her say, the answer is already there. But no, we come up with a problem for which we have to find a solution. See, the answer, the truth, is already there. But we have to come up with this problem. We have to look at it and let this belief system, this decision called the ego, we have to use that to create a problem. We want to take the pieces apart that are already well put together. And then not only do we want to attempt to put it back together, but we drop some of the pieces along the way. Oh gosh. We cannot be totally committed sometimes. Now, that says a lot for my teaching. The moment that I set foot at the back door and saw that it was wide open, I forgot everything. I don't talk about forget this world, forget this course. I forgot everything. Out the window, somebody's in my house. Okay, if I go to the first floor, what if they're on the second floor? Now, I have to admit that when I came in and saw that everything looked the way I left it, the computer was still there and the television was still there. The dining room light automatically comes on at a certain time. That was everything still. I calmed down for long enough to think, but what if they decide to leave it that way and they're upstairs? They're starting upstairs, making up the story. And Lori said she would have called the police before she went in. Yep. When my house got robbed, I don't know, whatever, how many number of years ago now, 3, 4 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe. When the house got robbed, I came in. And when I got to a certain point, I had gotten a text message saying that a charge card had been used or attempted to be used. And that charge card I knew was in the dining room, it was in the dining room on the dining room table. And it was a charge because my house got robbed twice back to back within a week within a week, because I didn't realize that they had unlocked the window, and I was getting door locks changed. Again, we're making it up as we go along. Oh, it's almost time for me to get out of here. We make it up as we go along. The bottom line, at that moment, at the moment the other day, I was not committed to truth. I was committed to the story that I was making up. You cannot be totally committed. Sometimes I could not, as it says in the one before this, truth is the absence of illusion, and illusion the absence of truth. I was stuck in the illusion. I couldn't see the truth. But today, family, I am seeing the truth. At this moment, I am seeing the truth, and the truth is setting me free. Remember, you can't be totally committed sometimes. Partial dedication is impossible. Truth is the absence of illusion. Illusion is the absence of truth. So you choose. You get to decide. Do I want the peace of God or not? Because there is no other. There's nothing else. And with that, then, Lynn, thank you, my Karen. Lynn, here's the mic.
Thank you so much, Zulma, and thank you for sorting out your issues, figuring out how to get on here. I love it, and I'm just so grateful for your willingness and uh, just allowing the Holy Spirit to help you move through.